And we let's just talk about the stereotypes, right? We know the black team's gonna come with it. They're gonna come with the the swag, the aggressiveness. You know they're gonna come with it. You know what I'm saying? And when you have a majority white team, we can talk about the optics here. There's an intimidation. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Crazy Rashid Show. I'm so glad that you decided to come back for more. So what up, though? What's up? My voice is a little bit gone because I just got back from Kansas, and that's just what we're gonna talk about. I got back from Kansas, and I'm gonna go to Dallas. Okay, at the time of this recording, I'm gonna go to Dallas this weekend because it's tournament time. I took my hair out because I should have been took my hair out. I started taking braids out here and there, and that's why I was wearing my little headband. On my last episode, I didn't wear my headband, so I was able to hide it well. I'm just thugging it out until I get to my hair appointment, y'all. Until I get my time hair appointment, let me get touched up, all that stuff. Gotta get it how you live. So my voice is a little bit in and out, but that's okay. I'm hanging on by a thread. You know, I'm hanging on by a thread. Yeah, we're gonna talk about how I'm hanging on by a thread and my trip in Kansas. So what happened was we left for Kansas last Friday. We drove because Colorado to Wichita, Kansas is like 6 hours and some change, but we was in a Tessie. So it probably took more closer to 7 hours because we had to stop and charge. Right? I drove like the first shifts. I was tired both times because you know I get up at 5 now. I get up at 5 now. Remember we talked about that because I get up at 5 now. And yeah, the drive, it was easy. It was pretty chill, but I was just cooked. We get there, we stay in Airbnb, and also we be having the kids, we be having all the stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're more than just coaches. We gotta handle all this stuff. And I'm like, shout out to all my coaches, all my AAU fast family for all the stuff y'all was doing because I'm like, we was draining y'all. We was draining y'all. And so we drove and then we ordered like DoorDash that night, and then we really just like went to sleep and got ready for the next day. Woke up again early because also Kansas is an hour ahead. Woke up early, so I probably woke up at actually probably around 5 again, Colorado time, and made everybody breakfast. And then we was at the gym. We coached. Man, we probably each probably had 4 or 5 games, like 12 hours straight, back to back to back to back, because we got 4 teams. And I would either go 2 times and then Kalei would go 2 times, or we go back to back. We flip, and it's just like, wow, the amount of stuff. And then you're not eating all day, you're not seeing the sunshine all day. It's a lot going on. I say our 2 5th grade teams did the best. We got second place. One of our 5th grade teams plays in the 6th grade bracket. The other one plays in the 5th grade one. And, you know, they both got second place, but there's lots of tea and stuff going on with that. And then our 6th and 7th graders, they didn't place. But we put our 7th graders in the 8th grade division. And they're just simply outmatched. The puberty level is not there yet. It's not there yet. But could the energy and effort have been there? Of course, of course. But what we really want to get into is like these parents, right? And we just have a spectrum of like overly involved parents versus not involved parents at all. So I'm going to tell you about the overly involved parents because I think we have more of those encounters than the not really involved parents. So specifically with my 5th grade team, we're in bracket play and we played this team. Now, we in the Colorado. My team, they pretty much, they're not super diverse right now. We got like a Hispanic boy. We got a Pacific Islander boy. We might have 2 Pacific Islanders and black boys. 2 to 3, 1 to 2 black boys. And we playing this black team. And we let's just talk about the stereotypes, right? We know the black team's gonna come with it. They're gonna come with the the swag, the aggressiveness. You know, they're gonna come with it. You know what I'm saying? And when you have a majority white team, we can talk about the optics here. There's an intimidation factor. But then you gotta realize you got a black coach here. So fuck all that. You feel me? Fuck all that. And I'm like, hey man, they're gonna come with it. And we know they're gonna come with it. So y'all gotta come with it. Show us who you is. Show us who you are. Show us if you finna get down with the get down or you finna clown around. Okay? Let us know. So the first game, it was a close game in bracket play, but there is this parent, right? He's dressed very colorfully, but he's standing out. You know what I'm saying? He's standing out, and we clock him and we say, mm-hmm. He's very, very boisterous in his demeanor. Because there's nothing wrong with being, you know, out loud and celebratory and all this stuff, but it come with a lot bit extra. Mind you, we got all this shit on film, right? We got all this shit on film. And if I actually get to it, no, I probably can't include a clip. That's probably not good. But maybe something. I don't know. So we get in our game, and his son is the best kid on the other team. And he is talking shit to his son. He's like, you shooting that dumbass shot? That was stupid as fuck. Why are you dumb as fuck talking? And this is fifth grade boys basketball. Fifth grade boys basketball, guys. And his son was solid. If without their son, they can't do nothing without his son. And then he talking shit to his son. Then he start talking shit to our kids. And our parents, we do have some writers, and they be ready to squabble. Now they do keep it cute a lot, but then they start talking to our kids. Or not they, the man. He's like, air ball, my son in the bed, da, da, da. So then one of our parents, I don't know what was said because I was coaching, right? But then all of a sudden it becomes this little back and forth. The police get involved. I see one of our parents, they're sitting. The parent, the main character parent, is in our face or in our parents' face, talking about he could say whatever he want, he could do whatever he want, fuck all that, da, 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 da. And like nobody's handling it. And usually we say it's the ref's job to like control the room, you know what I'm saying? And we have some like old ass 75-plus-year-old refs who aren't doing their jobs. One of them is trying to flirt with me. The other one's trying to lecture Kalei. And it's like, guys, can we just like coach? Can we just coach? Police are standing there. They apparently say they can't do nothing about it. So the man just goes on and on the whole time. And we're like, it's all right. We're going to see them again. We're going to see them again. And we are just going to cut to the chase. We lost in the championship by 3 points. We didn't lose. Whatever. There was a lot of extra stuff going on, but I'm still always say we lost. I'm always say we lost because of what we did, not all the extracurricular, right? And, you know, ghetto refs, ghetto scenery, the parents back again in his main spot. And they got parents standing between, and our parents is standing ready to be on go too. He gets to, he's calling his son all types of motherfuckers and dumbass, and why the fuck would you take that shot? He's stepping on the court, grabbing the refs, doing all kinds of stuff. Nobody's controlling him. The cops say, oh, we deal with him every weekend. We can't do nothing. It's freedom of speech, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, mind you, guys, I'm a chill guy. Just a chill guy. I'm not going to get into it with nobody. Unless, you know what I'm saying? Unless. But like, we don't really ever get to unless. And there's just something about these men trying us. Because we're women. There's something about it. So, the main character parent, who's cussing at his son, the best player on the other team, gets into it with another one of our parents. Again. So in both of our games, mind you, the second one was a championship game. We had to have a pause of the game because of this parent. And I'm just like, bro. Then it's like the opposite people or the opposing team, they are black men. And it's like, come on, we can all be in this together. Like, black power, you know? Black power. But it's like, we can't even do that because y'all are trying to, like, be so egotistical and, show your macho ness because we're women. And it's like, y'all need to chill. And they was cheating. But we don't even gotta get into that. And it's like, guys, we can all be in this together. So we lost. End of the game comes. Now, I'm not going to say the opposing team as a collective was doing all the ghetto stuff. It was that parent, but nobody got him in line. So at the end of the game, the tournament director comes and he's like, "Are y'all okay with not shaking hands? It's just too much going on." Da, da, da. We're like, "No, it's fine. Good job, y'all." Da, da, da. Because I'm not finna squabble with no man. And then it's like, I will black out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know. Like, I'll just black out and then we can't even imagine what the parents are going to do. You know what I'm saying? We're in a ghetto Kansas brawl. That's not going to be us. We said, all right, good. Here comes main character parent. Fuck y'all, fuck y'all. I was like, I didn't do that. But in my head, I was like, are you for real? He like, fuck y'all. We don't want to shake y'all weak ass heads anyway. My son had 20 points. 20 points. Y'all suck. Fuck y'all. We leaving with the win anyway. Da, da, da. Cussing at us. And I'm like, he's just unhinged. And mind you, I am a non-engager. I don't like engaging with the refs. I don't like engaging with other coaches. I don't like engaging with parents. Like, I am a non-engager. So for you to direct at me, fuck y'all, all that stuff, I'm like, he's unhinged, bro. Bro's unhinged. That's the only answer to what is going on here. And then it's just like, now what are we teaching the kids? What about the youth? What about the youth, guys? Come on. It's like, it's just so unhinged. Then, also in Kansas, the refs, I mentioned the refs is trying to remind you they're all 75 plus or they're 40 plus. Actually, there was two probably 20-year old things. But it's like, guys, there is potential. Like, you could say, oh, so and so looks cute, right? One of the younger ones. But then I could tell a lot about you in the way you do your job. And none of these men did their job, or women did their job. Calais and I were coaching back to back games. They were starting the games 35 minutes early, not letting us arrive on time and talk to our kids. So we were having sprint all over the venue to get to it because they were starting the games without us being there. And it's like, guys, come on. 35 minutes early is unhinged. Unhinged. Why are y'all starting the games that early? I'm like, then the men, one of them was high as shit. Zooted. Kept looking at us, smiling, da, da, da. And then it's like, people like, God, use your like cuteness to the advantage. It doesn't work, guys. It doesn't work. Because I got Calais like, dude, come on, bro. So then I don't like engaging. I step outside of myself to engage. I'm like, sir, come on. Like, da, da, da. And he's like, no, well, that's not me, that's him. And I'm gonna watch for it. I'm like, bro, like, and then they always wanna talk and be cute and da, da, da. No. So then it's like, I'm getting irritable. We've been there all day. We don't got no food, just water. They starting the game 35 minutes early. I start cussing them out at the end. But before I get into cussing them out, this old white man ref who had to be 75 plus comes up to me as I'm sitting on the bench and just stands over me like this. I'm like, hello? He is asking me about what I've got, what I'm eating. I'm like, yep. And then he asks me how old I am. So I said, how old I look? He said 17. Mm-hmm. Then he goes on, I don't know, I blacked out, on and on about how he's eating food or something. But he just kept standing there. And I'm like, I don't understand. I don't understand. And then I had another ref grab my arm. Then I had my 18-year-old road dog. That's my son. That's my son from another mother. And he said he was gonna get crunk. Because what are you grabbing me for? And I just was like, He's like, do you need me to do anything? I said, I need you to do your job. I need y'all to not start the game 35 minutes early when I'm coaching another game. That's what I need y'all to do. He's like, oh, well, I'm like, no, no, no. And I need you to not touch me either. And then my 18-year-old, he go, why you didn't say nothing? I said, I don't have the capacity. And I removed my arm. And it just doesn't. And I said my little piece. Then another one, that I'm eating food. They're like, oh, what you eating? That look good. I said, how about you come arrive on time? How about you do your job? He's like, what you mean? I said, no, 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 no. No, what you mean? You're 5 minutes late and you're still over here talking about shit that don't matter. Come on. You need to lock in. And then it's like, you give them that and they still think it's cute and trying to like, I'm like, you can't win for losing. I say nothing, they in my face. I say something, it engages them more. So I'm just like, all these men, and it's like, guys, let's be fucking for real. None of you have a chance. So yeah, I start getting on all their head. Then I see one of our parents love her down. She gives them food. I said, are you giving them food? She's like, you gotta try something. I said, none of them are doing their jobs. They're not gonna do anything. Like, none of them are doing their jobs, bro. It's just insane. Then they be trying to want to talk and da da da. I'm like, guys, no. No. So then it's like, we have all that stuff. We have our Airbnb. I'm like, y'all draining me. Y'all draining me. For real. So then, let's talk about our Airbnb. As everybody would like to call it, a family home. Now, I've never been to Kansas before. I don't know what it's like, but it's giving more like homey, nothing luxurious, nothing modern, nothing high fashion, high standard vibes, right? So they get this Airbnb thinking it's gonna be all this stuff. We get there, they are not impressed. But you know me, I'm like, it's not that bad. Like, everybody got their own room. The boys is downstairs. Like, it's got everything we need, right? I'm being positive too, because it's a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Clay goes, oh, it's a nice family home. And and then we just all just kept saying, yeah, we're going back to our family home. People are asking about the Airbnb, and they're not wanting to say. Because also we have a lot of bougie people on our team, and they wouldn't stay there. And I would also consider Kalei and Tori just a tad bit bougier, right? And I'm like, it's not that bad. Like, we okay, but like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. And we finally getting ready to check out and stuff. And they're like, thank God, guys, now that we're finally out of the family home. That just felt dirty. That just felt dirty. And it just wasn't how they made it look. And like the photos, and I said, so we got house fished? And they're like, yeah, we got house fished. But the photos were really well lit and well clean. But it's like, did y'all even clean before we got here? Like, the floors were dusty as shit. And I'm like, did we do that? But we were only there for a night and like a half. We weren't even there all day to even dust it up. But I'm like, it wasn't like dirty, but it was, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like not saying too much. The lady's like, yeah, it's just a family home, and like, we're just not staying here again because we're going back to Kansas. And we're like, okay, we cannot stay here again. And I'm like, guys, we can, like, it's not that bad. I go to bed night one in the beds. I'm nervous. I pray to the Lord. I said, Lord, please don't let there be any bed bugs or anything here. Because my mind is starting to play tricks on me. And it's like, that's the feeling I'm getting. The feeling of like kind of dirty. Kind of dirty. hmm And I just bless their heart. I had to pray to the Lord, and I said, Lord, please help me go to sleep. We got a long day tomorrow. I just want to go to sleep. I want to be able to wake up okay. I've never had bed bugs. Lord, please. So then we asked one of the other boys, my 18-year-old son from another mother. And I go, okay, I'm going to ask him because I'm still not saying my piece to them about how I was scared to go to bed the first night and all this stuff too. I'm not saying that because I'm like, you know what I'm saying? When you get out the mud, you just know how to get through some stuff. So I asked him because they know how to get out the mud too. Like, we just cut from a different cloth than Kalei and Tori. And I asked him, he goes, nah, that shit was dirty. That's the shower. I go downstairs to clean up. The shower is. I said, oh, okay, all right. If he said it, then now I can say it. And I said, guys, I have a confession. I was scared to go to sleep when I first got here. And they're going, see, no, God, you're full of shit. You're full of shit. And I'm like, guys, I just know how to get out the mud and not complain about nothing. But if when he said it, I said, okay, then I'm not tweaking. I'm not tweaking. So I had to complain about it. But so we will not be staying there again. I think that's really all about Kansas. So I'm drained. I'm hanging on by a thread. We got back at 2 a.m. on Monday and then went to work and then have been working in camps and going to work at nighttime. And then we just be having to deal with a bunch of BS. A bunch of BS. Parents don't let us live and let us breathe. Not all of them, but a lot of them are just acting really unhinged. And we keep having to set boundaries. It's like, guys, we spend more time with you than our own families. You know what I'm saying? I spend more time with you than anyone else. Can you just let us live? Like, we didn't even take the day off. We haven't had a day off. So I'm hanging on by a thread, and I'll be heading to Dallas tomorrow. So now what? I'm going to be hanging on by a thread a little bit, but I'm excited to go to Dallas because it's Texas. But, like, I just need to really get sleep and really pack. So I'm washing my clothes right now. It's just really behind. But it's just, like, tomorrow's going to be chaotic. I'm going to have to get up, go to the gym, go to camp, and then go from camp to the airport. So I need to have everything ready to go tonight. So I'm probably going to be up late, and then I'm going to be tired, and I'm going to sleep on a plane. And you know what I'm saying? It's just going to be a lot for Elmo. It's going to be a lot for Elmo. But then after this week, we get a week off. You know what I'm saying? We get a week off. So we're going to make it. And then it's like the times when we're complaining about this stuff or when I was getting ready to come, I said, you know what, Lord, it's okay. Amen. Thank you for putting me in this position. And it's only going to get better from here. We thank God for being able to bless me to be even in this position to do something like this. We used to pray for times like this. So we're going to vent, but we also going to thank him. Because it's like, how blessed are we to be able to complain about certain stuff? You know what I'm saying? So now I need to tend to myself a little bit more. That's the goal as I go on these trips, to figure out what I need to do. Or not what I need to do, or how to implement my me stuff. Even though I'm drained and tired, but I don't need to do it because I haven't written for like a week or just did any of my things at all. So, yeah. So I have a question. Are you hanging on by the thread? Or are you thriving and surviving? What's Dallas like? I've never been to Dallas specifically either. Only the airport. And have y'all been to Kansas? What y'all think about Kansas? And do y'all got unhinged people that you encounter? And what happened? And yeah, this is another episode of the Guy Rika Rashid Show. And I'm so glad that y'all decided to come back for more. Get at me.